I'm so excited. The weather is absolutely perfect today, and
Finally.
and I couldn't be more happier to be watching such a great game with my friends Oliver Lang, Ryan Greenspan, Dalton, and Kyle Spica. So I'm excited for a great game right now.
Yeah, and their teams have done great this year. Obviously, here in the quarterfinals, MLKings taking on the Polar Bears, and then the Toulouse Tontons going to be playing Edmonton Impact. So, Marky, right now the Toulouse Tontons and Edmonton Impact rank first and second, and now they have to play each other in the quarterfinals. So overall, the overall title is pretty much going to be decided, I think, here right now. Of course, who's going to win the event? That still remains to be seen. Houston Heat and Frankfurt Syndicate. Shelley, we just watched a great set as Houston Heat advanced, and then that amazing Syndicate Valence game.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. If you've only just tuned in, you just missed some perfect paintball to watch. Dominance from Houston Heat, and then that real sticker of a game between Outrage and Syndicate. And we just saw that interview there with Patrick Roble as they go into the last four. But this is pretty much like the finals that's coming up now, isn't it?
Pretty much. Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Tauntauns had an awesome prelims, but so did Impact. Impact did lose a game in the prelims, though, and then Fate decided that they were going to be playing, it's Impact, Tauntauns. I mean, that's pretty much a finals matchup. That has been a finals matchup before. Both those teams had stellar performances throughout the season to get to this point, to be ranked where they are. So the fact that they have to play each other in the quarterfinals, somebody's getting sent home. It's going to be happening right now, just a few seconds before the start of this game here in this beautiful venue here in Chantilly, France, a little outside of Paris. Can't wait to see this one. So it's about to go down. MLKings going to be taking on the Polar Bears. Marky, who you got in this one?
I don't know. It's tough. I'm going with the Polar Bears, though.
Okay, so you got Ryan and Oliver's
I
team.
got to go with the old boys. They're pretty good.
Well, immediately they are the first to strike. Oh, but the Polar Bears lose a body as well, and we see the referee running. I think he's checking Oliver out. And Oliver's still alive, though, so two bodies dropping for the Polar Bears. But here comes Dalton and Spica pushing down here on this D side of the, or on the snake side of the field. So a little bit better field position right now for the MLKings, Shelley.
Yeah, I mean, if for those of you back home, this is the battle between the Dynasty players. And you got Dalton, but Carl Spica on this side of the field, and Ollie and Ryan Greenspan still on for Polar Bears.
And Spica, Marky, Spica played awesome in the prelims. He's really evolving as a player. It's cool to see.
He's gotten so much better because we got to grow up with him before he even made Dynasty, moving to San Diego and watching him through the years get better and better and better. And at this tournament, I mean, he has proven himself as he's done time and time before. So he's playing awesome.
He's really starting to evolve, coming up as a front guy playing that first attacker role, but really starting, he's shooting guys on the break. He's talking it up. And Dalton's been playing the first attacker role over here, Snakeside, but the dynamic duo of Dalton and Spica has really helped the MLKings over here, Snakeside. I don't want to take anything away from their D side as well, or the guys that have been playing in the center. Slava also, Shelley, had a pretty good prelims as well.
Oh yeah, Slava likes to pick to go down the centers. We've just lost Dalton on the snake side.
And Oliver coming off as well, and here comes Kyle Spica on the move, down on the snake side. And it looks like he's going to trade out, so bodies dropping for both teams here. Very chaotic start to this first point here, Marky.
Yeah, this is crazy. It looks like, just one MLKings, two MLKings left, is it, Maddie?
Yeah, it looks like getting in there and hanging that, or hitting that buzzer. So nice work here by the MLKings.
Talk about exciting already after the first game, first point. That's wild right there.
Yeah, and it came down, Shelley, to that D side of the field there for the MLKings. So making it work. That was a nice move by Spica to clear the snake out.
Yeah, I mean, we were totally distracted by what was going on between Spica and Dimitri up there in the snake. But yeah, it was all going down on Dorito's side. And that's how you play this field. You've got to capitalize on when everything else has happened. And we like to make distractions, to make moves down the other side. And MLKings nailed it.
Yeah, so the next two teams coming out to play here, Tauntons in the orange and gray, and they are going to be taking on Edmonton Impact in their Raza jerseys. So here we go.
Yeah, as we come away from the pit cams, you just saw Ollie and Ryan Greenspan as we've got Tonton player cam here at start gate as Tonton pushed all the way up to the center and didn't make it in alive.
Tonton's losing two bodies, but Marky, bold move by Impact to get to the snake off the break.
Yep, he hits the snake too right away. He made it clean, and he's going to look for some kills right now up the center.
So right now, Tauntaun's trying to counter that, but not able to. Looks like Loic is going to be taking the walk. He gets shot out of that center. Just one player left alive for the Tauntons over here, snake side, but Edmonton Impact also charging down that D side of the field, and this is going to be a quick one here. Edmonton Impact off to the races and scoring the first point.
Hell yeah, with Frank Chambon sitting there like a sitting duck. Tauntons throw the towel.
Yeah, that was a quick one. And, the sun's starting to get a little bit higher here in the sky. Not going to play as much of a factor in this match as it did in the first game. So right now, MLKings first to put one on the board against the Polar Bears, and Edmonton Impact scoring a quick one against the Tontons. So it's all going to come down to this. It's a race to 5 here, quarterfinals, Sunday. The reason you play paintball is to, get here, play on Sunday, represent for your team. And we got ourselves a beautiful day here. So, Marky, your impressions, first time in Europe?
The people are awesome. The food is awesome. The venue, the way they run this event is like none other. It's really, really awesome. For my first time to see this, it's so exciting, and they did such a great job. You guys do an awesome job.
It's pretty crazy, too. We're getting a little spoiled over here coming and looking, at this gigantic castle-looking structure in the background right now. And a real castle actually a little bit farther off in the distance. But, Marky, actually, that big castle-looking thing was built for like 13 horses.
That's wild.
It's a stable.
Hey,
that is very big for 13
it's pretty
horses.
good. And the history here, this was all built in the French Revolution. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So on the breakout now, the disaster strikes for the Polar Bears. Oliver Lang and another body from the center walking off here to start this point out. So MLKings looking good again. Now Polar Bears pushing up snake side. Ryan Greenspan still alive in the center, trying to keep MLKings and his teammates over in the States, Kyle Spica-Dalton, from getting over here into the snake.
Yeah, you can see Ryan laned up right there waiting for Spica to move. He knows that if Spica does make that move, it's going to be more difficult for them to win.
Yeah, Carl Spica now pushes out the center. He's in the Coke can, trying to stop Dimitri pushing to the snake for Polar Bears.
Yeah, and you can see they're dead center of your screen towards the center big M structure. Kyle Spica, the farthest player for either team up, and he looks like he wants to make a move.
Yeah, he did. He was doing good in that X yesterday, so I know he wants to make it up to that center and he can get some kills up there.
Spica emerging as a very versatile weapon for any team that he plays on, any continent he plays. He's really starting to become a full, well-rounded player. Oh, Slava taking the early walk, though, from the MLKings.
Yeah, as Polar Bears dominating Doritos' side, but Carl Spica pushes up to the M. It's very hard to see any shots in the M, so you've got to stop hunting. So don't be distracted by hunting for those shots and just stay composed.
Right.
And he did so and takes out Dimitri on snake side as Dalton Vanderbilt capitalizes that and pushes the snake one.
Yeah, nice move by Dalton to get in there right after Dimitri got shot out of his spot. Now Dalton crawling past, and Spica launches past the 50-yard line up in the center to stitch the last 2 players. So Kyle Spica
on top of it.
That's how you play the M.
It's crazy. I'm sure you've talked about this before, Maddie, up here, but I was talking with Oliver and Ryan down there, and Oliver says every time he comes back to play with the Polar Bears, it's kind of like starting over again because of the language barrier and everything. So he was getting a little bit frustrated earlier yesterday just because it's so tough, to talk to these guys on the field. He can really only talk to Ryan, so it makes things a little bit more difficult than Kyle and Spica, or Kyle and Dalton, where they can actually talk to their players, communicate a little bit better. So it's tough for them.
Well, I can understand why you just said Kyle and Spica, because Dalton's actually wearing Spica's jersey right now. So there's 2 Spicas running around out there. Right. Dalton, obviously the bigger of the 2.
Right.
But yeah, I think after 2 years now, maybe Oliver and Ryan would have picked up a couple words of a Russian, try to help out with the communication.
Right.
It's a tough language to learn, though. But here we go. Edmonton Impact up by 1 against the Tontons. Tontons 5 players strong. Here comes the week, making his move. And stays alive. Impact also with 5 bodies, Shelly.
Yeah, Tontons just switched it up there, and they've put Axel Golding into snake corner instead of Doritos' side. And what Axel Golding does that no other CPL player does in this event is he run and guns into that corner. He doesn't dive in. I think it's because of his height. He has an advantage there for that little bunker in the corner.
It's a little bit easier for him to do that.
Yes, not a big man. Loic getting shot out of his spot, so inopportune death for Loic Boulot. And he's going to have to take the walk, puts the Tontons at a slight disadvantage here. 5 players still alive for Impact. However, Keith Brown in the back corner bunker on the snake side gets checked out by the ref, but he's alive. So Impact still looking 5 strong right now. No one in the snake for either team. No one pushing up on the D side. There is 1 player for Impact, though, in D1, Mark.
Yes, I'm not sure who I can see that, but he is shooting inside, and he's really putting it on Tontons. They're not able to move to the next bunker because of him. He's holding them down pretty tight over there. Looks like, is that J-Rab that just moved back?
I think it's Rabakov that's in the Dorito. But you can't quite see it because of the sun over here, but the spectators have a great view.
Yeah, they have a perfect view over there.
So Tontons playing on their heels a little bit looser body language from Edmonton Impact because they do have that 1 body advantage. You're looking at Yakimek on your screen right now on the snake side. He's looking for that angle. Zach has been playing so consistent the past few years.
Yeah, it's Tonton now. Mirror Impact and field Dorito 1.
Now a move being made up the center,
Rainey
getting out of that back spot. Yeah, Rainey smartly gets out of that tiny little back bunker. Rainey can get small, though. He's a tall guy, but, man, he can
gets
fold up
smaller
like a
than
folding
any
chair.
player I
Hey,
know,
yeah, he's like an IKEA flat pack. Yeah, so you got Axel Golding on your screen. His snake corn. He's looking to move. Here he goes, player cam, as he wants to get into that snake. As he plays alongside his brother, Golding, there on your left.
Oh, he matches the move right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zach Yakimek gets out a little bit wide, and then Rainey bumps out and takes Zach's spot. So a couple quick bumps here from Edmonton Impact to solidify their position. Snake's out.
Here we
goes.
go.
Yeah, Axel Godin getting into Snake 1.
Maddie, right now this has to be a pretty important point right now for either team. I'm assuming Tontons really want to win this. It's going to be huge if they can pull this point off
Well,
of
the
them.
Tontons, you know, obviously, we saw one game go to time, Shelly, so I think time might actually play a factor. Time played no factor whatsoever in the prelims in any pro game at all.
None whatsoever.
I think the closest we got was maybe like 4:20 left on the clock, so. But today, a little bit more conservative for some of these teams. Oh, Axel, though, dropping the ball in Snake 1.
Axel dropping the ball, and it's not every day you see Rainey in the snake, so let's see what we can do here with Rayman. Nice.
And Impact quickly shoots 3 Tauntaun players pretty much at the same time.
From their bunkers, so that's just pure sharp shooting there from Edmonton Impact.
So Edmonton Impact going to go up 2-0 with 11 minutes and 25 seconds to go here in the quarterfinals of the 2015 Millennium World Cup. A lot's at stake here in this quarterfinals. In case you're just joining us, the Tauntons and Impact are both ranked 1 and 2 right now. Tauntaun slightly ahead of Impact, who's essentially tied with Houston Heat. Houston Heat has already advanced to the semifinals. So whoever advances between the Tauntons and the Impact and in this Impact game are also going to have a chance to win the overall series title. So
Totally. If Tontons get knocked out, they won't be winning the series on this occasion.
So right now we're looking at MLKings and the Polar Bears. Polar Bears on your screen here, looking over their shoulders. No one really wide for the Polar Bears, but looks like body coming off for the MLKings, Marky.
Yeah, MLKings lose a body. It looks like one of the Polar Bears, are they in the Dorito or trying to make his way in the Dorito? Oh, Oliver making a move up the center, though.
You know, out of all the players we saw through the prelims, Oliver was really doing a good job of attacking up that center of the field.
Yeah, Polar Bears are looking solid. They took the snake. They have Oliver up the gut right there, blocking off any chance of MLKings to get into the snake. So it looks like they're going to be able to do some work right here and pull some G's.
I think, Shelly, is this Dimitri again in the snake, taking out Spica and
Dalton.
Wow. So here come the Polar Bears. They needed this one. They do not want to let the MLKings go up by 3 in this race to 5 points.
Oh, and Ryan gets shot sloppy there at the end, and then Oliver pulls off the win right there.
Nah, it's not Dmitry Nabokov, it's Vladimir Nabokov.
So nice work
Vladimir.
by Vlad Nabokov. You know what, I was talking to Kevin Brethauer, who's the coach for the Polar Bears, and asking him, hey, talk to me about your players a little bit. Who's good? Who's going to be getting spins? And he had mentioned Vlad. He was like, this kid can play the snake pretty well, so look for him to potentially have a good tournament. And definitely stepped up right there for the Polar Bears to keep him in this match. Looks like the point is good. Oliver Lang is clean, hitting that buzzer.
Solid point, solid point. That's a whole different Polar Bears right there.
They needed it. You don't want to let MLKings go up by 3. I mean, it's, it's tough out here. Not a lot of points to work with. So right now, Tauntons and Impact coming back out. And speaking of needing to get a point right now, the Tauntons need to get a point here against Edmonton Impact, who's been pretty dominant so far in these first 2 points. On the breakout, Impact sending Justin Cornell running and gunning out to the back corner bunker on the snake side of the field. And Axel gets shot trying to come around the back corner bunker on the snake side and then push up, and then they also lose their back center bunker.
Yakimak pushes all the way out the center. You've got the Yakimak brothers, Josh Wiemet, Rabakov, all on the field there for Edmonton Impact. So they switched it up a little bit for this game as Tontons are taking walks. Only 3 players remaining for them. It's 4-3 in Edmonton Impact's favor.
Not looking good right now for the Tauntons yet again here. This is, kind of getting to that must-win situation as far as the points are concerned. Impact is, Marky, as you've seen Impact play over the years, they're not a team you want to let run up a bunch of points against you, because when they start to see that blood in the water, they just start playing better. They're not a team to start letting it go away normally and throw points away needlessly. Oh, however, Zach Yakimek getting shot out of his spot. So now Loic Velo wins a gunfight.
Yeah, hey, we haven't seen Keith Brown play yet for Edmonton Impact this morning.
Yeah, and Keith was, one of their more solid guys in the prelims, but it's Impact. I mean, you could just literally put the roster in a hat and pick 5 guys out, and that's going to be a pretty stud roster.
J-Rod went all the way down those Doritos, which I believe was him, and just took out the last two guys real quick right there.
Yeah.
So though Luik was gunfighting over here very solidly and doing a good job on this snake side to contain Edmonton Impact, Justin Rabikoff getting it done on the D side right now for Impact. And
It was actually Josh. It was Josh that was
Wilmette?
doing. Yeah. So it was Josh in front of Rabikoff.
Yeah, gotcha.
Wilmette is solid. Wilmette's
Yeah.
always solid. He's a very consistent guy, and he's one of those guys that kind of flies under the radar on Impact with all the names on that team. Doesn't talk about himself. He's not really trying to get himself in interviews or anything. But he's always consistent. But those are the types of guys you want to build a championship team around. There's a reason why he's still on this team, even with all the superstar imports over the years, and it's because he's an amazing player.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So back to the Polar Bears and MLKings as they've switched ends.
Yep, Dalton moving from the corner up to the next bunker. Kyle Spica in his go-to bunker off the break, chopping down the snake lane. Oh, and they lose one.
I think that was Pavel taking the walk for the MLKings.
Famous for his height, as well as being a great player.
He looks very tall. Dalton's gun's back up. Dalton's gun was down for a second, but he has it back and running. Lose one polar bear player there.
Yeah.
It looks like Nabokov again over here on the snake side. Oliver Lang in the center. And there's Dalton trying to do damage control. You can see, though, he's just hiding right now. Not much he can do. Lots of guns on him. And here comes Greenspan. Greenspan trying to get a shot on Dalton. You can see there on the left-hand portion of your screen, Greenspan wrapped all the way around and wanting to move. Nabokov's going to beat him to it. Dives into the snake. There goes Vladimir to the 50-yard line. Not looking good right now for the MLKings. Polar Bears, Marky, trying to tie it up.
Oh, and he gets Kyle Spica.
Was that Ryan or was that Nabokov that shot him?
Nabokov for sure in the snake.
Yeah, Vladimir. He's doing a great job for Polar Bears. It's just allowing Ryan Greenspan and Oliver Lang to just casually stroll up the field.
It's very tough when Oliver gets to that center can for Kyle or Dalton to do anything. Oliver's such a great player, and then to be that close to them, it makes it very, very difficult.
So we got ourselves a tie game right now. As long as Nabokov is clean. He's getting checked out by the referee. 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in this match.
Hey, if you're new to paintball and you're just tuning in, you see a lot of paint on these players when they get checked. They are checked clean. That paint on there is usually from bunker rub. Basically, when there's so much paint on the bunkers themselves, it gets rubbed up against them. So the refs know what they're doing. They know what's rub and what's a shot.
Looking in the pits right now with the MLKings. There's Dalton and Kyle Spica. We just saw Slava and getting cleaned up and getting ready to go here. So now back into this match between Edmonton Impact and the Toulouse Tontons. These teams have now switched sides. So now we're looking over the shoulder here.
J-Rap takes one off the break.
Yeah, you got Startgate Cam there with Rainey. The back center is now pushing up the field, but they did lose J-Rab off the break.
Keith Brown getting a spin over here for Edmonton Impact towards the snake side. There's Rainey Stanzik in the center shooting towards the D side of the field.
Yeah, you got Luik sitting here snake side for Tonton.
Well, it's do or die time right now for the Tontons. Tontons need to come out and win this point. If they don't, I really don't see them coming back to take Impact. I mean, they could, of course. There's a lot of time left, but Impact looks like they're getting on a roll right now.
Yeah, you got Kevin Coombs just been given a spin as well for Tonton playing in the center of the field.
Move from the Tontons on the D side of the field, and we're looking right now from the Impact side on the snake side. Back bunker hot right now for Impact. And Impact, though, they're playing this point a little bit more conservatively, not risking anything, Marky, because they have that lead.
Right. Impact is notorious. I mean, they are so good if they're up on bodies. It's so hard to break across from these guys. These guys are top-notch players, and to get past these guys when they're holding strong is really, really tough.
Zach Yakimak making his move from the back bunker on the snake side, moves up a spot. He's right by Keith Brown and Rainey Stanzik there on your screen. And, Keith doesn't look like he wants to make, everyone's just locked into their lanes right now. They got their knees on the ground, not looking like they want to make a move. Tontons on the other side, they're trying to fight for position here. You can see trying to get out from their bunkers, trying to gunfight their way into a move, but Impact not letting them do it.
Yeah, they're totally right. I mean, Edmonton Impact don't need to force the issue here with 3 points ahead.
You can see the Tontons. I believe that's Kevin Klum there on your screen.
I know Kevin Coombs wearing the beanie and he's pushing up the center now. I think that's Luik.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Tonton is now in the can. You can see in the middle of your screen there near the end.
It looks like he's getting some close shots right by his foot at the bottom of the can, but he's able to just skip by getting shot there.
Tontons still looking to try to break this cross. The leak tries to get into the snake, but he gets taken out. So Boulot's going to take the walk.
It's great shooting there from Kevin Brown through that gap to stop Loic getting in. And I think it's Rainy Sanchak that's trying to shoot the heels of Kevin Coombe through the M.
Well, Kevin's going to need to have a big point here now that Loic has come off on the snake side. Impact not going to go anywhere unless it's a blatantly open lane for them to run through. Just trying to take as much time as this, and work the smart play here.
Maddie, it looked like one of the Tontons actually making to the 50 Dorito alive, so let's see what he can do from there, trying to help them take this
Brown
point.
asking for a check on his pack from the referee, and he's hit. So
He's hit, yeah, nice shooting from Kevin Coombe as Axel Golding pushes all the way into Dorito 3.
That was a huge kill for the Tontons, taking out Keith Brown, one of the weapons for Impact here. And now big move past the 50-yard line for the Tontons on the D side of the field, putting the pressure on Edmonton Impact here on the snake side.
Yeah, Axel all over it. They keep switching Axel from snake to Dorito. You never know which side of the field he's going to come down.
Well, this is the point right here. If Edmonton Impact can pull this one off, they will go up 4-0. If Tontons can put one up, we're going to have ourselves a 2-point game with still some time left. Running referee coming over to check out Yakimek.
Another kill from Kevin Coombe as Edmonton Impact try and make the snake.
And Wamet comes off as well, and trying to do damage control is Yakimek, and he's going to get stitched up and run down. And then Axel Godin runs in.
Oh, it looks like the ref wasn't happy with Yakimak there. I think he's going to deem that as a spin, and will Edmonton Impact get a penalty for the final player.
Huge point for the Tontons. Now it's a 2-point match.
Wow, what a game right there. That was amazing for the Tontons.
Yeah, so Shelly, maybe Impact might be starting down a body. The referee did look. But you want to talk to the referee. I don't know. We'll find out at the start of that next point. But right now, I'll talk about a close game. We're looking at one with the Polar Bears and MLKings tied up at 2.
Yeah, you got the pick cam at the moment with Edmonton Impact. The focus is on Yakimak at the moment. Did he get the penalty there for the spin on Kevin Coombe, or did he not? We'll find out shortly.
For Impact,
There we
they
go.
play with 3 on the next point.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, 2 for 1, so they only play with 3 for the next point. Edmonton Impact, so Yakimak there forcing the penalty by spinning on Kevin Coombe.
Oh, making it hard on themselves. And yeah, we could see a 1-point game then very much in the next one, with Impact starting with 3 bodies. But right now, MLKings and Polar Bears, 5 strong for both squads, 8 minutes and 55 seconds to go. Polar Bears on your screen.
Yeah, Oliver Lang there. He's choosing to go up the center. Working those cones.
Right, here we go. MLKings, looks like Kyle Spica's having gun problems. He's trying to get his gun back up and running, while Oliver Lang's having no trouble getting right back to that center can, where he's going to be able to do some work here against the MLKings.
Yeah, so 5 bodies alive and stuck pretty much in the center for the Polar Bears. MLKings also with the full complement of players.
Yeah, they got
out more wide though, Shelly.
Polar Bears just lose a player as Pavel Mara is chopping down snake side. He's got a great lane there to try and stop Vladimir hitting that snake.
Oh, here goes Kyle Spica to get Oliver.
Oh,
I don't know. Oh, wow. Kyle with an amazing move up the guy. Is he clean, though?
Yeah, Kyle Spica begging to get that second kill and
He
on
did.
Greenspan. So Kyle Spica runs through, shoots Oliver Lang
Oh
and Ryan
my
Greenspan. And here
gosh.
comes Dalton Vanderbilt
Oh.
diving in, and on the dive gets a shot on the last player on the snake side here. So dramatic moves by both Spica and Dalton Vanderbilt. Slava, is that Slava?
Yes.
Yeah, Slava still alive over here for the MLKings on the snake side, and it looks like they're going to take a lead. 3-2 is going to be the score. What a move by Kyle Spica.
Wow. As you were just talking about him earlier, Maddie, and there he is performing.
Well, that's the versatility we're talking about. You have the I'm going to shoot guys off the break, Kyle Spica, and then you have the I'm going to go and back up Dalton Vanderbilt, Kyle Spica, and then you have what we've come to know and love from Kyle Spica is a big run through.
Right.
hey, that was a rock star moment there for Kyle. Running up the center, taking Oliver Lang, then Ryan Greenspan to allow MLKings to win the point.
Yeah, and that's one that Kyle's going to be, if they do end up winning this game, that's going to be one that he's going to have to get to hold over on
Oh,
Ryan.
they're
Oh,
never
yeah.
going to hear the end of that one. That was going to be the talk of the town for quite some bit.
I'm sure when Ryan got shot and he looked up and saw it was Kyle, he was like, oh, really? Anybody, it should have been anyone else but him. I'm
Oh,
never
dang
going to
it.
hear the end of this.
So here we have Edmonton Impact starting with only 3 players. They're deciding to go for the big push
Wow.
to Snake 1. Keith Brown, does he make it in alive?
How did Keith
He
Brown
did.
running and gunning off the break to the snake, and then gets a crossfield shot on D1, so the
Wow.
Tontons are going to have to deal with Keith Brown here in the snake. 3 players alive, and now
Yes.
Rabikov is pushing up on the D side of the field for impact.
Keith Brown takes out Axel Golding
Oh, man.
and Frank Chambon.
And still alive on the D side is Justin Rabikov, and actually everyone, the 3 bodies are still alive.
Whoa.
Wow. What a game by
Justin
Impact.
Rabikov punching the air. That was really cool.
So starting with 3 bodies, Edmonton Impact, Justin Cornell, Keith Brown running and shooting to the snake off the break, and sending just Justin Rabikov over on that D side of the field. And at the end, all 3 of them still alive to put that 4th point on the board. They're 1 point away from punching their ticket to the semifinals.
Hey, Wayne's World, I'm not worthy. I'm bowing right now. That was a great point from Edmonton Impact. Only 3 players, and to pull it off like that against Tonton, the current series rankings champions. Ooh, if Tonton go now, they will not be. Edmonton Impact, you could be seeing your finalists here.
Well, talking about earning it the hard way,
Yeah.
that's about as hard as it gets. Get a major penalty, start with 3, keep all 3 guys alive. Very bold, and that's a gutsy play call from Coach Bart Yakimek.
That was a very bold and gutsy play call, but it definitely paid off and worked well for them.
Well, and you see Dave Baines right now talking his boys up, and paintball, very much a game of momentum, and the momentum is completely shifted right now because of that amazing play. So we got ourselves another close game here. MLKings 3, Polar Bears 2, and on the breakout, looks like MLKings losing 2 bodies. Polar Bears losing up 2 bodies as well, so it's 3-on-3.
Yeah, 3-on-3 within the first 10 seconds of the game. This is, it looks like penalty there from Carl Spicker. Carl Spicker got shot on the pack, which then brought a 1-for-1 and has taken Dalton out as well. It's going to be a quick point here for Polar Bears to pull it back after such a great point in the last game.
Yeah, Polar Bears charging down on this snake side of the field. I think that's Nabokov again. Yeah, it is. So Nabokov really proven himself to be a dominant snake player here in this match right now against the MLKings, really helping out, solidify the roster for the Polar Bears.
Which is what they've needed all season. I mean, we were talking earlier about the communication barrier between Ollie and Ryan and the Russians, but I think at the same time they just needed something on the width for them. Something on the width, and maybe the answer for them is Vladimir.
You can see him on your screen running off and looking in the pits for the MLKings and let that one slip away. So after being the hero in the last point, Kyle Spica drawing a penalty which took out Dalton. And that's how quickly the tables can turn here, Marky.
Yeah, when you have 2 great teams, any sort of penalty that's going to hinder you is not going to help. You need everything you can get to battle these teams like that and to actually concede a point.
So 10 seconds to go. Tontons right now, backs to the wall. Tournament and the overall series title on the line. If they lose this game, it's going to be curtains for them. And they have a big play themselves called right now to the snake off the break, and it looks like he made it in clean. And he gets that crossfield shot right away, it looks like, in the center. Oh, but then he gets taken out, so.
Yeah, great shooting there from Yakimak. Over the top, he's standing in the tall Medusa-shaped barricade as Tonton now pushed Dorito side corner.
Yeah, so that was Chambon in the snake, and he takes the walk. So he did make it in clean, and that's always frustrating to see. Guy makes it in clean, he's the man right there, and then boom, gets shot out. So probably Chambon should have chilled out a little bit in there. They still have some time. Well, actually not really. I can understand why he was pushing the issue. Only 5 minutes and 23 seconds, has to score 3 points just to tie it up. He did the right thing.
He was trying to do what Keith Brown just did.
Yeah, and you have to ride on that aggressive line.
Yeah.
With not a lot of time left, and you got to score a bunch of points. And
But
look for Impact, Shelly, to just cross it up right now. With this big lead, Tontons, they have to push forward. They have no choice.
Yeah, I like the way that Dave Baines has made sure this happened. He's chosen to lock up the field with this gameplay. I was reading him earlier in the pits. He's saying, "Give them nothing." So,
well, to have Dave help out Bart, I mean, that's a really awesome coaching duo right now, as it's proven, as they've been so consistent recently.
But again, Axel and Kevin Coombs staying alive despite not being completely tight behind their bunkers. They're staying alive too, so they've got to make something happen soon if they want to force the issue. And as I said it, commentators curse.
Well, Loic was trying to make something happen, but ran right into the lane of Zach Yakimek. So Edmonton Impact doing a real good job of just holding it down, and there goes Keith Brown moving into the snake one. He's just going to go right to the 50-yard line. Zach Yakimek right beside him gets shot, though. But on your screen, there goes Keith Brown all the way onto the Taunton side of the field.
Yeah, Kevin Coombe doesn't have... Yeah,
Ooh.
Kevin Coombe didn't even know he was there. Got one to the face, and Axel Golding gets one to the pack. Kevin Brown all over this.
Oh,
And it
Keith
looks
Brown.
like that
Sorry,
is...
Keith Brown all over this.
And it looks like Keith Brown is going to take out the last players for the Toulouse Tauntons, who, unfortunately for all the Tauntons fans out there, their run here in 2015 stops right now with this loss against Edmonton Impact, who played a phenomenal game here. And the story of this game was that they had only had 3 bodies left when when never sure had got that penalty. Was it Zach?
Yes.
I think it was, yeah, Zach Yakimek. And started with 3 and ended up, didn't even matter. They sent Keith Brown to the snake off the break, running and shooting. He made it, and then Keith again gets in the snake to shoot the last players for the Tauntons to punch their ticket in to the semifinals.
I really don't know why Bart was moaning when it came to the CPL draw. It's the luck of the draw, and they've just beaten Tontons 5-1, which actually pushes Tontons down to one of the bottom teams here in the last 8, because we've seen Frankfurt Syndicate beat Outrage 5-4, and Heat beat Breakout Spa 5-2. So Tontons have got the lowest amount of points here, which is not good for their rankings.
So close. They were ranked first heading in here, but that's why it's the series title is the hardest thing to win in paintball.
As we go back to the game with MLKings and Polar Bears, they have switched ends, as you can see Carl Spicker sitting quite comfortably in the middle, and see if he's chopped up Vladimir, who's been the powerhouse for Polar Bears on the snake side. No, he's clean. Oliver Lang sitting nice and tight in the center cones as he pushes up to the center and bumps again. I don't know how he stays alive when he does that, because I can't even do that in practice.
Oliver Lang.
He's a magician.
He is good. He can stay tight and get low like Rainey as well. He's really, really good at staying alive in his bunker.
So right now tied up at 3, 6 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Neither team in the snake right now. And a little bit better field position for the MLKings as they have a body out wide, but now Greenspan comes over to try to make his move to help out Nabokov, who's also over here on the snake side. So actually right now, Polar Bears have a little bit better field position with Oliver Lang up in the center. Greenspan over here shading with Nabokov towards the snake side.
I just feel like Pavel Mares, number 99 for MLKings, is showing a bit too much of his back. And Vladimir now pushes up to snake side.
Well, he's about to get shot in the back, and Nabokov can stay alive and get that crossfield shot.
Exactly.
Nabokov in the snake.
So it's 3-3 here with just over 5 minutes left remaining. And all 5 alive for both teams.
Yeah, with 3-3 and 5 minutes is still a lot of paintball games, so no one wants to make a mistake right now, because this is a crucial, crucial time in this match right now.
And Marky, good point. Everyone's playing really tight right now. No one really has made a mistake yet here with the players that are on the field. And MLKings, though, locked in a little bit more of a defensive posture. Polar Bears looking a little bit more crisp on their aggression, trying to actually make moves and doing a good job of it with Nabokov in the snake. Ryan's been back and forth, helping support Nabokov, and then Oliver Lang's been doing a good job of getting his gun on the D side and on the snake side, trying to keep MLKings from pushing up on this side. And Spica and Dalton have really been held off over here. Spica locked in his spot.
Ooh, big move there for Vladimir to push out to snake side. I think Dalton just missed him there, because it's a great lane he's got on from back center.
Yeah, I think that was Ryan, actually, because Nabokov's in the snake right now, so
yes.
Greenspan making his move
Yes.
to get back behind Nabokov. That's a smart move, but that's why Ryan's one of the best, too.
Oliver was shooting that way when he moved up to the Dorito. Let's see if he caught him.
Yeah.
The ref's running over
think
there
he
right
has.
now.
I think he has, and Oliver taking the advantage of why he's being checked, push into the M. But has missed Carl Spicker pushing across field, and Oliver Lang takes a walk.
Well, Kyle Spica's looking for a move, but he's got to be careful, because Ryan Greenspan has backed up to the back bunker on this side, and here comes Kyle Spica, who's going to go for it. Kyle Spica commits, and I don't think he traded out with Nabokov.
No, he didn't.
But Dalton's still alive for the MLKings. And here come the MLKings pushing down on the D side of the field. That side's completely blown open, so it's a good thing that Greenspan got to this back bunker over here on the snake side. So chaotic point here has started to go down. Dalton's still alive. He's going to run the highway. Nabokov, though, stitches him up. And here comes Nabokov now on the attack. Still has Greenspan. The referees are running over to make sure he's clean. I think there's still a player left alive for the MLKings on the D side of the field.
Yeah, we can't quite see them, but it's all happening over here with Ryan Greenspan and Vladimir.
Yeah, it's a 2-on-1, and the last guy in the Dorito for MLKings.
And they have plenty of time left on the clocks. And they look like they've got enough paint too.
3 minutes and 13 seconds to go.
You can see Ryan spreading the field right now so they can pinch this last player in and hopefully get the point here.
Yeah, so, and Nabokov very close to being able to hit that buzzer. He doesn't need to shoot the last guy. He just needs to hit that buzzer.
No, that is true. That is true.
I'm just looking at Vladimir. Oh! As I said that, he forced the issue. I was thinking, don't do it.
But then I think as soon as that happened, either Ryan shot the last player for the MLKings or somebody conceded the point mistakenly. What ended up being a one-on-one situation.
Wait, they're still playing the game, Addy.
Might have been, yeah, we heard a horn go off. It might have been an inadvertent horn, but Ryan's still going at him.
And oh!
Oh, it looks like someone threw the towel. One of these pits here has thrown a coach has thrown the towel. We don't know which one.
Well,
even the refs were confused.
Well, you can see, yeah, the refs were confused, and you can see Ryan pleading his case out there. Ryan never stopped playing.
No, he did not.
Ryan was like, why would anyone throw the towel? It's one-on-one right now.
Yeah,
so
it would make no sense.
You can see Ryan and talking to the referees, so we're going to need a little clarification, hopefully, as to what happened. Looks like, well, the point's going to be awarded to the Polar Bears, so I think Ryan did pull it off.
Well, he did, yeah.
Not sure who that is in the pits. Incredibly frustrated.
Oh, that's
MLKings
coach.
The coach of the MLKings is not too happy about whoever just did that, or maybe he did that on accident. So, whew.
That would be a fatal flaw.
It looks
blow
like
the horn.
It looks like he's asking for forgiveness here right now.
With a one-on-one situation. Yeah, he's not a happy man right now.
You know, from where he's standing down in the pits, it is difficult to kind of see everything. It's hard for us to see everything. So, you know,
yeah, but you want to err on the side of caution in that situation.
Yeah, that is true.
I understand it's not a lot of time left, so I want to preserve, if you do go down a point here in the quarterfinals, have enough time to come back and score a point to tie it up. But if there's any chance you still got a guy left alive in a low body situation, and it's a one-on-one, I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a real tough one.
I really feel for him. I'm feeling for him right now. I'm trying to think why he did it, and I'm thinking, you know how paintball happens in such a split second. At that point when he's made that decision to throw the towel, they both were alive, I think. You know, and they think, well, it's 1-on-2. I need to save time here to get it back. He's then gone to throw the towel. You've just seen it there. It's like a timeout square, and it's a magnet. So if you press it, it forces the computer to end the game. So I think he's gone to do that as the Polar Bears players got shot. And you're blind to it if you can't see from the pits here. But you have the camera crew here for paintball.media in front of the pits. So he was blind to the Polar Bears player getting shot there. So I've given the coach here for MLKings a little bit of a let out, at least. Oh my goodness!
What a game, though. That was a exciting game. I mean, Dalton went for the bunker, didn't get it. Kyle went for the bunker, didn't get it. They're trying to kill the snake guy, couldn't get him. It was just exciting. That whole game was just exciting.
Hey, we're in the quarterfinals, man, of the World Cup here at the Millennium, and we got what we expected that we were going to see. Had some amazing matches. I did think that Tontons Impact match was going to be a little closer, or much closer than it was, but it still was dramatic. There was definitely some crazy things that happened in that match. So now coming back out here to play this next point.
The coach has still put his hands on his head, rubbing his face for MLKings, going, what did I just do?
Here we go, though. Let's do this.
The final point. This has been exciting as MLKings on your screen, breaking out on the left. It's Carl Spicker, player cam.
Ooh, and the Polar Bears losing one quick.
Polar Bears 1 point away from heading into the semifinals. Can they seal the deal here? 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Kyle Spick up in the center, shutting down that D side of the field. Two bodies walking off early for the Polar Bears.
Oh, here we go. To take Oliver out.
Whoa! Who was that?
I'm not sure who the player was, but he ran right through the gut and bunkered Oliver to get rid of him, who's a key player.
It was Slava. Slava with a huge run-through for MLKings. And now
huge run-through.
Here comes Dalton and Spica trying to finish off the last couple players here for the Polar Bears in real good field position. Spica past the 50-yard line in the center. Dalton in the snake.
Ooh, and Ryan takes a walk.
So we could have a tie game here with not a lot of time left to go. As Spica and Dalton hunting for the last player, and he gets tapped out of that back corner bunker on the snake side of the field. So nice work by the MLKings to tie this game up 4-4.
Wow, that was amazing. Spectators all taking a round of applause as the seats are full over there.
Yeah, we got a full house.
Yeah,
I don't think there's one seat that's open.
No, there's people. You can't even stand over there. There's so many people. It's amazing. Hopefully the coach is a little bit happier now that it's a tied game and they didn't just lose that point there.
Well, he probably from the 5 guys that are coming back in the pits, like, hey, thanks for picking me up. Man. I'm sorry.
For sure.
Wow.
So just 2 minutes to go and a little under 2 minutes before the start of this next one. So already having advanced in the first set to the semifinals was Houston Heat and Frankfurt Syndicate. And then in this set right now, Edmonton Impact, if you're just joining us, defeated the Toulouse Tontons, which really destroys the Tontons' overall ranking for this year, as they only put 1 point on the board. And Shelly, you were talking about that earlier with these other games being a lot closer. That's going to hurt their ranking overall.
Massively now, with Houston Heat already through, Edmonton Impact already through. MLKings are sitting in 6th at the moment, so they're not really not going to punch a hole in this, but we're going to see series champions here. If Edmonton Impact and Houston Heat end up in the finals, they'll be taking, one of those teams will be taking the series here at the World Cup,
so
Chantilly.
But MLKings and Polar Bears, you know, still do not know who's going to win this game. And with just 2 minutes to go, we could also potentially see an overtime point here as well, depending on the break. Quick points are decided by how many bodies drop off the break. And there's Slava on your screen. Was that Slava? Slava was the one that broke open that game, I'm pretty sure, with that run through.
Oh, this is going to be a great game. We got both Dynasty players on each team. We got Kyle Spica and Dalton Vanderveer from Dynasty, and we have Oliver Lang and Ryan Greenspan. So it's kind of the little hometown battle on each team out here in Chantilly.
And
so.
it's great, man. And then that Nabokov kid over here on the Snake side has been doing work.
Oh, he's been
Polar
playing
Bears.
awesome. And you can tell because Kyle and Dalton have been really trying to get, kill him, and it's been tough for them.
So you can see the Polar Bears on your screen right now, getting ready to play this last point. 4-4, it's a race to 5. So a winner will be determined here shortly.
I'm getting nervous up here just watching this. I got the little pregame jitters right here.
Who do you got, Marky?
Man, I got to stick with who I say. I got to stick with Ryan and Oliver. I said them in the beginning, so I want to hold strong with them.
Well, they do have those MLK. Slava's been playing for a long time, and Spica and Ryan. Spica and Dalton, both wearing Spica's jersey though.
Right.
They also are incredibly experienced too. But when you put the amount of wins that Ryan Greenspan and Oliver Lang have put up over the years, there's no other paintball players on earth that have more wins than those guys because of the legacy that Dynasty has had over the years.
Right. Here we go.
On the breakout, Polar Bears running out to the back corner bunker. And then Nabokov, did he make it out there? And the referee's going to get and check him out. And Nabokov is hit, so a big loss. And Greenspan comes off as well. MLKings lose a body. So it's 4-on-3 right now. And so the remaining player, and Oliver takes the walk too. So Dalton gets shot out. Players coming off from both sides. And more bodies walking off right now for the Polar Bears. Quick point here. And deaths on both sides, but it looks like the MLKings.
Wow, with the spectators erupting over Doritos' side as MLKings run for the buzzer.
Wow,
and
Kyle
the victory.
Spica and Dalton defeating Oliver and Greenspan. And the coach is so happy down there in the pits right now.
Yeah, the MLKings coach is getting high fives from nearly all the Millennium staff there. I think everyone felt for him a little bit after that little mistake with the towel.
Well, his boys picked him up.
They did. He's got to give them a big hug and a thank you after that one. That was a great game. Both the matches were great.
And the story of that last point was the off-the-break shooting of the MLKings. And I think that might have been Spica, because Spica has been shooting the snake side off the break very well, which has been one of the reasons that MLKings has been able to play up bodies for the majority of their points. They've been doing a good job of shooting the D side as well, but you saw Nabokov, who had spoken about being a thorn in the MLKings side and really emerging as one of the best players on the Polar Bears, and he got isolated in that back corner bunker and taken out off the break, and then they lost Ryan and Oliver right after that.
Yep. Wow. Look how excited they are down there. They are pumped.
Yeah, if we can go to a pit cam right now with the jubilation that's going on. And as you can see on the eye in the sky, the refs there on the right-hand side of your screen, obviously the main team on that field,
so
having a huddle. Congratulations,
Impact, MLKings, Heat, and Syndicate, moving on to the semifinals here at the 2015 Millennium World Cup. But before we sign off for a quick break, let's check in with Maurice down in the pits.
So I'm down here in the pits with a happy owner, Bart from Impact. Congratulations, Bart.
Thank you very much. It was a great game.
So we saw that you did a lot of different tactics, but have you been scouting or talking a lot about that last today for the tactics and how to get this team?
Well, that the field is so creative at times and at times not. And if you got a team that's basically doing the same thing, and if you can be creative on them, you can make some damage to them. And I think that's what we did to them today. Is we changed it up almost every point with something different.
Okay, yeah, we saw that game, and I heard you talking to Keith Brown saying on the break, you go to the snake, you shoot only inside, not on the tape, and then I heard you say that. And was that the tactic in the start?
Well, that point we were down 5-on-3 on the start, so we had a penalty. So we took the corners and we took snake off break. In this situation, you basically go for it or you lose the point. So we went for it, and fortunately when we told Keith to go to the snake, look inside, because the chances are they're going to try and get out wide again off the break, and that's what ended up happening. Is Keith was able to hit a guy going wide from looking inside. It was just a matter of doing what we had to do, and we got lucky, and I think that was the turning point in the game.
So now it's going to be Edmonton Impact against Houston Heat, and that's also going to be a tough battle. Whoever wins that one is probably going to end up series champions.
Yeah, I think that game with Heat is going to be very interesting. We've had a history with them, and it's going to be, again, I think it's going to come down to the adjustments in the game and guys staying alive off the break, and we'll see how it goes from there.
Okay, well, anyway, congratulations. Thanks a lot. And let's see who wins. It's going to be an all-American battle. But anyway, it's for sure that now the Tontons are out for the series title. So either Edmonton Impact or GI Houston Heat is taking the title home. And you did it 2 years ago, so maybe that's a second trophy for you.
Hopefully, it works. Thanks, Maurice.
Thanks a lot, Bart. See, Maurice out from the tower. We'll go back to a few commercials.